Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love these Afro beats vibes. What's good, guys? Your boy Maverick here, tuning in from Medellin, Colombia. Let me see if I can give you guys. I don't think I can the way I would want to give you guys the views. But tuning in from Medellin, Colombia today, I'm gonna be getting into this market outlook, preparing for today. Actually, I think I can give you guys the view. Let me see if we can. No, I can't. Okay, I see what's going on. This is how we gonna do it. All right, so I can give you guys a view. Oh, my bad, guys. Guys, got you. So check it out. I'm gonna show you guys what's going on. Just wanted to go ahead and give you guys the beautiful views we're tuning in with from Medellin. But, you know, the thing about beautiful views is that they tend to provide inspiration when you're looking at the charts. And I like that. Or maybe, you know, the charts are just setting up for a good week. Who knows? But I am enjoying it. Today is April 7th, 2024. Been about a month now, I believe so far I've been about a month, maybe 5 weeks now that I've been trading solely futures. I haven't traded in the foreign exchange market since I've, switched over, was able to get, funded with, a top step, account, which is pretty much one of the futures, one of the major futures prop firms. They've been around a lot longer even than FTMO. Was able to get funded with them, get a withdrawal with them. So, it's been a good experience. After getting that withdrawal and getting some practice in, I went ahead and funded up a live account. Started off with some losses. The past couple of weeks were a little bit choppy until we got into last week. Last week we were able to have a profitable week. And we didn't take too much bleeding during those 2 weeks of losses. You feel me? So, I'm feeling good. Going into this week, the market has been following our anticipations for the past few weeks. And last week we were actually able to take advantage of it. Now looking at this week, things look set up for clean price action. We have CPI on Wednesday, and we don't have any major releases before then. So I'm just a little bit hesitant on when price action is going to deliver the way that I expected. But we're going to go ahead and look at that, right? So looking at the economic calendar for this week, first and foremost, we have, like I said, Monday and Tuesday, no high impact news releases really, right? We just have, a medium impact, New York release here, 11 a.m. tomorrow. Tuesday, we have the short-term energy outlook, which impacts, mostly on indices anyways. Then we have the 3-year note in the afternoon. But really what everyone's going to be looking forward to is going to be this CPI news event here on Wednesday. And just from my experience and my understanding, when it comes to the markets at this point, I'm anticipating not to really see the most clear price action until then, right? Until that Wednesday, and I'll go a little bit into more into why, but we can start with the fact that there's no high impact news releases, and we have a Monday and Tuesday. We have this Monday and Tuesday ahead of. We have this the Monday and Tuesday with no news releases ahead of CPI, right? So kind of wouldn't be surprised to see the markets chop around and wait for that news release to give us clean price action. And it shouldn't be too hard for me to, wait for that because, I'm pretty much kind of on, I guess you would say, a bit of a vacation until Wednesday. So, I don't really have vacation. Clearly here I am still, working. But you guys get the idea is that I'm traveling, I'm exploring the city. I could decide to go outside for a little bit earlier, enjoy my day instead of trying to be on the charts battling with this price action before CPI. But, we'll see some more reasons. And then outside of CPI, we'll have oil releases and FOMC meeting minutes on Wednesday. So even more reason to expect that. Again, the meeting minutes is not necessarily a new news release. It's more so the write-up of what was discussed last week. So not in last week, but 2 weeks ago. But so not necessarily new information. And then we'll have initial jobless claims and PPI dropping on Thursday. So we should have clean price action Thursday. And then Friday, import-export on Friday. And no other real news releases outside of that. Okay, so just looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with CPI is my anticipation for, most of the market. Now, last week, we had our thoughts here for DXY, and everything pretty much played out according to what we were looking for. Going into last week, and remember this would be chopping off last week's candle. So last week's market outlook, what we were looking to see was this has been price action since the beginning of this year, right? So price action has been bullish so far this year, which raises a couple eyebrows already in itself. But either way it goes, this is that range here of this year that we have. And we saw price go higher, give us the high of the year here in February. All right, so this is February highs, this year's highs. And so there is a good amount of liquidity, external liquidity above there, and we are currently in an uptrend, right? So that would be the next place I expect for the markets to deliver to. I am aware, as we've been pointing out, that the markets have been responding from this weekly fair value gap, all right? We've been seeing the markets play around here for, a little bit of time now, okay? And even on the monthly time frame, we'll see clearly that it is also a monthly fair value gap that we are trading inside of right now. So plenty of excuse for the markets to turn around. But for right now, like we said, going into last week, my thoughts are seeing price get above here. And before heading above there, I was pointing out the fact that we have this weekly fair value gap here. So I would expect to see them want to trade down right back into this level, especially after trading above these highs here, right? Trading above the highs of March, all right? Because that is what this candle is, right? So this first, last week of March, we saw price run above these previous highs, give us new highs, trading up above, this price action as well. And we had some short-term reasons, to believe for see price trade lower, like seeing them reach these objectives here. But either way it goes, wanted to see price trade back down into this fair value gap and then go ahead and take us up, to that buy side liquidity. And just looking at how price action ended up to developing, first thing that they did was actually take a stab here above those highs of February. Okay, so that already kind of was a little bit suspicious to me. Now it's weird because looking at the dollar futures chart, right, looking at these other dollar charts, let's see, ICE doesn't show. Okay, yeah, they just barely took it there. Let's take a look at capital.com. All right, boom. So price did actually trade above those highs. It made me a little suspicious because on this dollar chart that I was doing my preparations for, they didn't on this chart. So I mean, that's a little bit suspicious. But either way it goes, they did just barely take a stab above it. And then once they took that stab, then they delivered down to that weekly fair value gap, right? So both objectives were taken, just not in the order I expected. I expected first to see them trade down, then head up, right, to those highs, right? But first they took the highs, then traded back down to the fair value gaps, and then we saw bullish price action from that level to start off the week. So with that being said, it's an interesting turn of events because they have taken that buy side objective that I had already. while also respecting this fair value gap. But the nature that we would expect from this fair value gap would be fast price action away from it. So just going down to the daily time frame now, boom, we did see them take that high, come back, trade down to this fair value gap and get a bounce. So for right now, I mean, we are still bullish. I mean, this price action still is bullish. We haven't gotten a close below these lows. They wicked below those lows, starting to trade higher. And like we said, just barely in the discount of this price range. I do want to see price action go ahead and continue higher from here. The question is just to where, right? Do we, we have some equal highs here. So that already catches my attention, right? Seeing price come up, tag those equal highs. But the question is, do we want to dig above these highs one more time on the highs of the year? Overall, I've been talking about these highs from 2023 for a while now, but I'm not getting too caught up in trying to, see that far ahead. We've been in this range here on DXY for a little while now, so I'm just, we just need to get up out of here. We just need to get up out of here. So, we had the trade below sell side liquidity here on Friday, right? Thursday, actually. They took a dive below the sell side liquidity there. And we starting to see price go ahead and give us higher highs. We got higher lows, and now we're seeing them continue higher. So, with that being said, I mean, it's pretty clear. All right, pretty clear for me to just be patient. Like I said, CPI coming up on Wednesday, and just this type being stuck in between these two levels, or being in between these two key levels going into CPI, like I said, wouldn't be surprised to see weird or choppy price action before we actually see, before we actually get that CPI number. All right, so here we have Friday's lows, and I'm gonna keep that in mind in the event that we do see some things unfolding ahead of CPI. Excuse me. So boom, this is gonna be, bullish. We're setting up bullish here on DXY. We do have these double tops over here for them to potentially target and get up above. So for right now, I want to see price get up here. And ideally would like to see them run out these lows here from Friday, or maybe just the lows of last week in general. Actually, would love to see them run out the lows of last week in general. All right, so just one more dive back below here, right, back below these lows, and then go ahead and take us back to the upside and see how that goes. Now, if we take out these highs first, then that would change my narrative, and we'll talk about that more on the live sessions for those of you guys that, are in the, in the community getting on those live sessions. All right, so that's my thoughts here as far as DXY goes. Outside of DXY, of course, we're going to want to take a look at bonds, right? Thoughts on a bullish bonds right now bullish dollar right now, and should be the opposite for bonds, right? And we have seen here on the weekly time frame, we've gotten a close of structure below these lows over here, right? So we got lower lows coming in. They did do just a sweep here, but what we are sitting right above is a monthly fair value gap, aka internal liquidity. So I want to see price get down here very quickly. And so, yeah, we have first thoughts is a continued bearishness on the bonds market. And once we reach there, then I'll have to go ahead and take another peek at if, we can expect price to maybe continue higher, what the case is. But strength to the downside for me right now on bonds, which would be in alignment with the DXY going, the opposite direction. Just looking at the weekly, daily time frame here. From this high from this recent high, gave us a lower low, gave us a lower high, traded lower. I want to see them, retest into this fair value gap. What is that? 1613. right? So that's where we're looking to see them get down to. And it doesn't even look that safe. Just looking at the lower time frame structure over there, looks like they would just roll through there. But either way it goes, pretty close. I guess we'll see. Because once we reach that level, might have to start keeping our eyes open for potential reversal from there. Or like I said, depending on how the price action comes through, maybe they'll just keep flying lower. Now for me, like I said, it would be awesome to see them trade above these highs here from last Thursday first, right? And then up into that fair value gap, and then go ahead and see them continue down to the downside. If we take out the low side first, then that might change my thoughts as to how we're gonna play out. Looking at NASDAQ, NASDAQ's it's been some pretty good price action since April started. We were able to take advantage of a lot of this last week. So this is last week's price action here, and we go up to the 4-hour time frame. We were looking to see them, get trade down into this imbalance. And actually, if we go to the daily, no, it was the 4-hour. Yeah, I wanted to see the price get back down to this price level, but once we got down to there, we had turnaround, traded higher. They took these highs and then absolutely pummeled lower, right? Into giving us into this price act, into these lows here, right? And these lows are the lows from some lows from March, right? Some intermediate lows here from March, but they never took them, right? They literally came down, tapped them, right? Traded into, I guess you could argue, right? These rejection blocks here, right? Traded down into the rejection blocks, respected, the midpoint of those levels perfectly, and then traded up higher back into these key levels. And in my opinion, that leaves these two being too clean, right? Those are double bottoms, especially here on the, on the daily. You can see we have double bottoms right there. So yeah, I'm expecting to see price wanted to pummel through there, and also go ahead and continue, pummeling down to the weekly sell side over here, right? Which would align with, seeing the DXY go ahead and trade higher, and, bonds going ahead and trading lower. But it's all going to be based on timing because, again, with CPI on Wednesday, it could make things be, not the most fluid, to get some people about the market ahead of that news release. And then we see the markets actually, deliver in a reasonable manner. Okay, now looking at it, looking at the range from last week, I would expect to see NASDAQ get back above these highs here from Friday, right? Those are the highs of Friday. So I'd expect to see NASDAQ get back up there. And then from there, we can see price, see if price gives us a manipulation back to the downside, right? I mean, wouldn't even be surprised to see NASDAQ maybe even take a stab above these highs, even the all-time highs from last month, and then actually going ahead and falling out again. Again, we have CPI on Wednesday. You can't be surprised anyway that CPI delivers price action for you. So those are my thoughts. Nothing I want to rush into again, but I'm going to be keeping my eye on seeing price get up above these highs, like I said. And then once we're up above there and we're at a premium, if I start to see some breakdown, then I'll look for that selling price action. If not, then I'll give them room to even get up above these highs, then, sell off. But like I said, it's all going to come down to timing for me. And we did body gold a lot last week, took a lot of advantage of gold last week. And I mean, it's interesting the way that, we're setting up at these all-time highs. That's all I can say. Yet again, gold is at all-time highs. We're going to see. That's all I can really say right now. They've gotten a shift below these lows here, which are some really shallow, hot lows, but it is a swing low. And then we have a 1-hour FVG. So I'll pay attention going into this week just from today, how price is responding from, this level. So that's what I'll be paying. That's what I'll pay attention to. And then again, we'll just continue buying gold if we need to. If not, we're going to continue to look for, we'll start to look for the potential selling opportunities to the downside. took advantage of gold last week, no lie. Most of my profits for last week came from gold, and it's funny because last week was my first week actually officially trading gold on the on futures. All right, so we'll see. All right, we'll see. But like I said, I'm gonna keep my eye on here. All right, I'm gonna see if price tomorrow when I pull it to my chart, I'm gonna see if price has broken above here. Right, maybe you trade it back into it, or I'm going to see if price has done more of a break below, or not, respected this and continued to trade lower. And that'll give me some information, but that's all I have right now. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be looking forward to going into this week. So I shall, keep you guys posted. And for those of you guys that are in, our private community, I'll be going live again, on, I might not be able to do the Tuesday session, so that's, pay attention in the server for that. But worst case, I'll be able to go live on Wednesday PM session, Thursday. And you know what? Here's what we'll do. If I miss Tuesday, I won't be able to trade Wednesday morning because I have a flight. If I miss Tuesday, then I will do Wednesday PM session as well as Thursday morning and Thursday PM session if I missed Wednesday. And that'll make up for our 3 sessions on the week. If you're not a member yet, just comment and inquire, and we'll make sure you get the information so that you can become, a member. We don't charge, a monthly fee, one-time payment, and you're locked in for life with us. And that's a short-term offer, because right now we are, new, building the community, just went ahead and did another opening enrollment. So for the next few, I would say about next 20 individuals, it will be a lifetime enrollment. But with that being said, I will see you guys on the live session on Wednesday, Wednesday PM session, worst case scenario. And again, for those of you guys who are just watching on YouTube, tune in on YouTube. See you guys again next week, Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern. This week I had to do 9 p.m. because the time difference. But yes, appreciate you guys and see you guys later.